Hi everybody, it's Taylor and it is 2021. Woo! Wish I had confetti or something. I don't. So jewelry will have to do. Today I'm excited to show you my featured items for New Year's 2021. I have lots of exciting new items and a few old favorites that I'd like to show you a little bit more of. I'm feeling very celebratory right now about the end of 2020. So these items feature a lot of sparkling gold and warmth, and also lots of icy crystals that look a lot like winter time. As always, all of these items are available on my website at damesalamode.com. At the time I'm filming this, all of these items are available in my shop, but some of them do have limited quantity, so I apologize if you miss out. As a reminder, my Patreon patrons always get first crack at any of my new items, so if you're interested in being one of the first people to see pieces, you can join my Patreon, which I'll link to down below. All right, let's take a look at all this beautiful jewelry. Yay! All right, let's start out with necklaces. The first one is actually this golden bead necklace that I'm wearing right now. So I've offered these golden beads before in my shop, but they're a darker antique gold, and these are a bright, sparkling, really vibrant, shiny gold. They're unusual beads, and they're actually made of hematite, and so they are magnetic. They actually stick together. It's so funny. When you're wearing them, you can't tell, but when you take them out of the jewelry box, you're like, wait, what's happening here? But they have a lot of really wonderful weight to them. They're nice and heavy. They, of course, make that excellent stone sound, which I love. And they're just such a beautiful, bright golden color. Gold beads are really common in historical jewelry starting about the late 1780s, and then they are just everywhere in the 19th century. So this is a really versatile piece of jewelry to have in your historical jewelry collection. Next up, we have another old favorite style of jewelry of mine. These are frosted stones. So they've been available in my shop for a while, but they're so great for winter because they look like you're wearing sort of a snowy, icy necklace. They have this beautiful finish to them, which is soft and matte. So the way the stones look, they almost glow and create their own light. They're really beautiful. And these are especially lovely in low light because they almost look like little moonbeams around your neck. They're really, really gorgeous. And I also have that same style, but in my medium oval size. These are 14 by 10 millimeter stones. And these are also Swarovski stones, so they're just a little bit more of a beautiful quality. And again, they have that wonderful soft glow to them. They're just magnificent. Actually, I'll put this one on. Beautiful. I especially love these because they're super subtle. You know, they don't have sparkle to them, but they're such a unique and unusual piece that they're still really eye-catching. Now, these frosted stones are not historically accurate. I haven't found an example of these in history, so they're a really nice either modern style, or if you're going for a little bit of a fantasy costume, they work really well for that as well. Next up, we have this beautiful small round pink opalite stone. So these are a really subtle pale pink color with a lot of really gorgeous opal style sparkle. They have lots of golds and yellows and things like that in the color so that they really move and dance a lot with you as you move around. These are such a beautiful stone. And again, it's more of that subtle glowing sparkle. So it's not like the big pizzazz you get from crystals, but it's just something a little bit subtle and a little bit more unusual. Oh, these are pretty. And these pink colors look so good with everybody's skin. They're just like a universally flattering color. I guess I'll wear this one too. And of course, these look very nice together too. All right, let's take a look at some earrings now. These are a new style of little floral style pearl and gold drops. These are made with shell pearls, so they have a little bit of weight and heft to them. And then I've added in these little petal style toppers and gold beads to accentuate them. They're a nice large size, and they have lots of dance and movement and things like that, so they're really fun. These are really nice for later Regency and into the Victorian era. Here's another new style of pearl earring. These are a really beautiful, sort of almost golden colored glass pearl. They're vintage and they're really beautiful quality. And they're a nice medium size. So they're certainly not small, but they're not anything really elaborate and large if you're looking for something more subtle. And this really pretty golden color adds a little bit of interest to them and really warms them up from standard pearls. Pretty. These are a style of pearl earring that I've offered before in my shop, but I wanted to feature them because they seem really wintry to me. They're these really beautiful, long, narrow teardrops, and they're like icicles when you wear them. They're such a beautiful shape. I love these really elongated teardrops because I just think they're super elegant and they're really versatile, and they just have this beautiful shape to them that's so nice. These are shell pearl stones, so they're really beautiful quality. They feel just like real pearls, and they're very pretty. And these are historically accurate for all of history, so go crazy. I have a number of specifically Victorian style earrings in this release, including these really pretty golden teardrops. You see tons and tons of golden, just simple golden earrings in the Victorian period. So I've been really looking hard to find some beads that are appropriate for that. These are really pretty vintage beads, and they're actually gold-plated acrylic. So they're a really unusual combination, but it makes them super lightweight. It's like you barely even feel these. And you can see that they have lots of sparkle to them because of some texture that's on the actual beads themselves. Really, really pretty. Another new really cool Victorian style is these little dangle teardrop earrings. These are super narrow with a really heavy design on them, and they're a nice narrow size. These look really great when you're wearing them. And again, these are super, super lightweight beads. They're metal, but they're hollow, so it's like you almost don't feel them when you wear them. Next up are what I think are my favorite pieces in this release, which are these amazing earrings. These are the coolest vintage German glass intaglios. They're a really beautiful deep black ground with a carved relief that's been painted in gold. Super bright, really beautiful. And what's really cool about these is I actually have them available in two sizes. So I have a really large 25 millimeter size, and then I have a much more subtle 18 by 13 millimeter size. So sort of depending on how big you want to go, I've got something for each of you. I might have to keep a pair of these for myself. Sorry, guys. All right, let's talk about some fun new cameos that I have. These are a vintage cameo in a bone color, although they are acrylic stone, so they're not actual bone. Don't worry about that. And these are really unique because you have both a right and left facing silhouette, which is really tricky to find with antique cameos. Usually you only find one way facing, so I'm really excited to offer these. They're a nice subtle size. This is my 18 by 13 millimeter size, so they really will work well for everybody. They're a really pretty classic cameo. If you want some cameos with a little bit more oomph, I have these really cool black and gold ones. These are really unique because the gold on them is matte and the background is shiny. So you get this really cool combination of the two textures of the pieces. And the gold is so beautiful and striking against the black that even though these are a pretty small size, they're the 18 by 13 millimeter size, the silhouette stands out so brightly that they really make a big impact. These are vintage German glass cameos as well. And then for some real cameo oomph, I have these amazing pieces. Again, vintage German glass. They really made the coolest cameos in Germany. These are glass hematite, so they have that wonderful deep gray, almost iridescence to them. And the relief that's on these is so large and detailed, and it really stands out. These are really, really striking. They're also quite large. These are 25 millimeter stones, so they're really big cameos, and they make an absolute statement when you wear them, especially with the unique way that they catch the light because of the hematite stone. Really, really cool. Only have a few pairs of these available as they were vintage, and I bought every one that I could, but it wasn't many of them. I have two new styles of moonstone or glass opal style earrings. I really love these because they have the most unusual style to them. They're flat on the back and they're smooth on the front, so there's no faceting to them. That gives them this amazing mirror finish to them, so they flash and they catch the light beautifully without really being sparkly. These are my larger teardrop, 18 by 13 millimeter. And then I also have a smaller version of these stones, which are 10 millimeter round. So if you want something a little bit more subtle, these would be best for that. Really pretty. And even video cannot capture the way that these stones actually look in person. They are mesmerizing, the way that they sort of like move and catch the light. They're like little crystal balls. Oh, you're so pretty. All right, let's finish out with some sparkle. First, I have these really unique stones. So these are actually glass button inserts. They're not jewelry, but I mounted them to some jewelry pieces on the back because I thought they would make the coolest earrings. They're gold-plated glass, and they have this really unusual pattern that gives them some interesting sparkle. They're also a nice medium size, and they catch the light really beautifully. These are not strictly historically accurate. I haven't really seen anything like this in history, but they sort of have the effect of cut steel, except they're gold instead of silver. But from like 10 feet away, they really do the job and can trick you into thinking that they're cut steel. So these are a really nice option if you're not going for strict accuracy, or if you just want a really beautiful pair of earrings for everyday wear. Next up, we have some crystal cluster earrings. This is one of my favorite styles. You see these crystal clusters starting in the 18th century, and they're just such a versatile, beautiful style of earring. I've offered this style in the past before, but this time I've made the central stone a light Colorado topaz, which is a wonderful, warm, golden topaz color, which just adds a little bit of interest to these earrings and makes them a little bit more unique. In the regular clear crystal, this is one of my most popular styles of earrings. Great medium size, really impactful but not overwhelming, and they just sparkle so much. The way that these catch the light is just amazing. Super pretty. And then finally, I have one last pair of super sparkly earrings. These are, again, cluster earrings, but they're all larger style stones, so they really reflect the light and catch them. These are available on all my finishes, but I'm showing you these in the antique silver finish because I think the antique really sets off the brightness of the sparkle, so you get that lovely contrast between dark and light. These are incredibly sparkly earrings. I mean, they're just amazing the way that they catch the light. Again, they're sort of a medium size, so they really will work well for everybody, and they're also nice and lightweight. This is actually my own personal pair, so I'm gonna put these back on. And yes, I absolutely keep a ton of jewelry for myself. My own jewelry collection is rather substantial, as you can imagine. It's just hard to resist. I hope you've enjoyed this feature collection for brand new 2021. Lots of new items, a few old favorites that I hope you'll take another look at. Many of these are, of course, limited, so if you see anything you love, go ahead and jump on it right now, and I'll link to everything down in the notes below. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask, and of course, again, you can always shop at damesalamode.com. Hope you stay safe and healthy, and Happy New Year. I hope 2021 is way better for all of us. Take care. Really beautiful. Ooh, I dropped them. I have got to get some less creaky chairs. Sorry.